All right, today we're going to take a look at the APX Compact by Beretta. Brand new, just picked it up about 3 days ago from my local gun shop. Basically, I walked in just looking around, going to the range, and I saw it in their case for, I don't remember what the MSRP was, but I walked away with it for $4.99. I had just put out a video on the APX full size that I've had for about a year and said that I'd be curious to see how that shape and that size translates to a subcompact or compact. So let's take a look. Most of this stuff is going to be pretty familiar if you have the APX full size or you've seen the APX full size. You've got the infamous Beretta slide serrations throughout the whole slide. They're the exact same that I said before. Fantastic when your hands are dry and not oily or greasy. If your hands are oily and greasy, they can be a little bit slick. But you do get a purchase anywhere on the slide. I think they're unique, and I do like to see that. Sights are the same. We've basically got a 3-dot system here, metal sights. Front sight is larger than the rear 2 sights, or front dot is larger than the rear 2 dots, which is nice, quick acquisition. They're good, they're functional. Like I said on the last one though, if Ameriglow or somebody like that does come out with the tritium with the high-vis orange or yellow front sight, I will switch it. I just prefer that on pretty much any gun I've put it on. But for stock sights out of the box, I like them, no problems whatsoever. The grip, this is kind of the big thing. And I'm gonna bring in a couple other guns to show you carry size and kind of compare the height and the grip and why I like this size as opposed to some others. This one, as you see here with the magazine, with my size hands, about medium size hands, it's got a nice undercut here. My fingers do fit well under the trigger guard. And I get probably, I'd say 3/4 of my pinky on it. Doesn't seem like it would be too big of a deal, but it is. Holding it like you're going to, I do get a very good purchase on it. Again, I do like that the slide comes back over the top of my hand more than some other ones do. It makes me feel like I'm under the gun really well, and I do feel it helps with recoil impulse. But this makes a big difference. And I'm going to show you another sample here, the Glock 26. This one, honestly, I liked it. It shoots fine. I stopped carrying it because of this grip. If you look here, again, just medium-sized hands, there's just no chances. My pinky's not going to stay on here. The way that this Glock comp is back here, which I don't mind on the other guns, but on the 26, it sits in a weird place for me, right here in the meat of my palm. And it's just kind of a strange feeling grip. Everything feels a little weird on it, especially when you're trying to draw it. So when I attempt to draw this pistol, it's a bit of a mess. I don't get a real good purchase on it. If you're off just a little bit, there's really not much room for correction. When you're pulling it out and up, it's hard for me to recorrect my grip if I'm off a little bit. So I'm not a fan. For me, good gun. I'm sure it works for many people. For me, not a fan because of that. I'm gonna give you an example here. This is a hidden hybrid holster for the Glock 19. Of course, the 26 fits in it just fine. But as you see here, if you are, or me anyway, if I were to try to draw this under duress or quickly, it's just, you're not getting a lot of meat on the gun. So this is nice for concealment. It is shorter, and some people say, yes, you can put a peaking extension on it. Peaking extension. But when you do that, you're kind of taking away the point of having a smaller gun. You're not getting any extra rounds unless you put, of course, an extended base plate on it. I'm just not really seeing the point in any of that. And there's those Ameriglow sights I was talking about. Absolutely love them. So this one is probably going to go up for sale just because it's, not that it's not a bad gun, it's just one that I don't really carry anymore. And I honestly only carried it for a very short time and never felt 100% comfortable with it. And at the end of the day, if you don't feel 100% comfortable with it, don't carry it. I mean, there's plenty of options out there, plenty of great guns. If you're not comfortable with it, just because it says Glock on it or just because it says Beretta, if you're not comfortable, don't carry it. Get something that you are comfortable with. Now, as far as the size comparison, I'm jumping around here a little bit. Set flat on the table. You can see here, the The Glock is obviously smaller than the Beretta, but like I said, I prefer a slightly extended grip. Now with the Glock, you're getting 10+1. With the Beretta, you're getting 13+1. So a total of 14 that you're carrying. Now let's compare it to Glock 19. Again, facing them down. Not a huge difference, not a huge difference at all. Very close there. Excuse me. And as far as height or length, which doesn't really make that much of a difference when carrying, they're pretty much dead on as far as the slides. Glock, the Beretta is a little bit shorter on the slide, but this little beaver tail kind of makes up the difference, so they're pretty close. The Beretta is a little bit smaller, but pretty close overall. And then the M&P 2.0, which has been in this Harry's holster here, which I absolutely love. That has been the game changer for me. The claw, can't beat it. It helps push the gun against your body, especially here. This is the part we all have problems concealing. This claw helps hold it close to your body, and it makes a real big difference. And if you need to put 6-inch sights on it, you've got plenty of room here. That is taken care of, no issues. Now, as far as the size of these two, again, the M&P is the same size as the Glock for all intents and purposes, so you're not going to see much difference here. M&P's slightly taller, and the Beretta is slightly shorter in the slide, which is, not really the hard part to carry, so it's not too big a deal. But you can see it is a slightly smaller gun until we go to the back. These look pretty close. Beretta's a little chunkier. Glock, again, definitely thinner. The APX has yet to be on a diet plan. However, it's not too bad. Honestly, when you're holding it, I was worried about that, the weight of the slide and how it was going to sit on a smaller grip. With you being able, or me at least, being able to get about 3/4 of my pinky on it, it's been great. I did take it to the range twice. Once when I bought it, I only had 100 rounds with me, so I put 100 rounds through it. And then I went back today with a couple other pistols and probably put about another 100, 125 through it. The first 100 were the Federal Champion, and the other 100, 125 were UMC. No problems, of course, what I expected. I had no problems out of the full-size one. It ate everything perfectly fine. I shot it really well, honestly. For the size of gun it is, I did group well. I grouped slightly to the left, but we're talking maybe, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch at 7 yards, an inch at 10 yards. So nothing I can't adjust up here by drifting the sight just a smidge. But it was really, really tight group. So for this size of gun, once I pushed it out to about 15 yards, I did have to work a little harder. I did have to tighten my grip up, which I probably should have been doing anyway. But once I did that and got behind it, I was able to tighten those groups up as well. So I shot it much better than the 26. I did shoot it a little better than I shoot the 19. Which isn't super surprising. I don't shoot the 19 fantastic. I have good days and I have bad days, but this trigger just fits me better. I like this trigger better, as I discussed with the full-size APX. The reason for that is probably the shape of the trigger. I do like that it's wide. My finger just feels, it feels good on the finger. The dingus in the middle does not bother me on this gun as much as it does other ones, probably because it's so wide. And the trigger itself, that should take up next to nothing. Nice clean break. Reset, short reset. Sorry, my finger's out of the way. And a break you pull right through one more time. No take up. Break. Reset. Very good. So this actually, the APX Compact compared to my other Beretta APX, which was, like I said, one of the first runs that I did purchase, this trigger does have a more audible reset to me. As far as the break and the take up and everything, it's about the same, but it does sound like it's more audible on the reset. Whether that's true or not, I'm not exactly positive. Another good thing about this over the 26 is the rail. It's not a huge deal for me because I don't at this time carry a light on my pistol when I'm concealed carrying. So it's not a huge deal. However, if it would be one that I would leave in the truck or the boat, I definitely would put a light on it. And I like that feature. I think that it is absolutely worth a little bit extra length here to get a rail on it. Good news is it's got a rail. The bad news is the Olight PL Mini does not fit. That sucks. That was disappointing. It just doesn't have quite enough length here for that light to fit. However, the Surefire, Streamlight XL3, whatever, the small one, that one fits absolutely perfect. Sticks out a little bit, but fits in nice, easy to get your finger to it. So that one does work. Trigger guard is absolutely massive. If you live up north and you shoot with mittens, no problems whatsoever. Plenty of room here. I live in Florida, so I don't shoot with guns. Not really a big issue for me. Now to the takedown. Remove the magazine. This is not a Glock. So we'll press the trigger, push this button in here, rotate down at the same time, comes off. Everything looks familiar like every other striker gun or the APX, except for this little guy. So we've got a dual captive recoil spring. However, it does still have that kind of bird's nest system in here, which obviously I've been a fan of because it's worked, and that's really what matters. This is not a showpiece. It's a recoil spring. It works. Inside, everything looks the same, nice, clean. You don't see any tooling marks. Of course, it's Beretta. That's not a surprise. Full-length rail system, absolutely love them. As I said before, it's a personal preference. Does it make a big difference? Probably not, but I like it. It does appear to take down the same as the full size as far as removing the chassis system. I haven't done it on this one yet, and frankly, I won't until another color frame comes in. Then I will, and I'll switch it out. Doubt I'm going to get it dirty enough to remove this for cleaning before that happens, if Beretta has any sense whatsoever. Barrel. Same old, polished feed ramp. And let's put it back together. That squirrely guy in there. And we're good to go. Magazines. All right, magazine ejects like nothing you've ever seen, probably. It literally could be round number 15. I mean, this thing absolutely flies out. It's unbelievable. Hold it upside down. Look how much that comes up. Super positive ejection. That's definitely not going to be a problem. I do have a little flare out here for pulling the magazine out if it gets stuck or jammed or anything like that. So, but again, with this ejection, I can't imagine that would be a problem. You'd be in deep shit if this thing got stuck and this didn't eject it. Everything else, pretty much like the old APX. I do like the new grip. Obviously, on a pistol this small, finger grips probably are not a good idea, but it is aggressive here on the front. It is aggressive here on the back, more so than the full-size APX. And the sides here are nice. They're not something that's going to dig into your skin, which I always thought was funny when I heard people say that until I got the MMP 2.0, because this will tear you up a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but do I feel it? Absolutely. And I don't wear an undershirt, so it's, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to start wearing undershirts so a pistol doesn't rub against my skin. So it's just something you got to deal with, but, you know, I do notice it. However, it's a fantastic grip, so I'm not too worried about it. So overall, the APX Compact, I like it a lot. I didn't think that I would as much because of the width, and I was wrong. I was proven wrong. They did a very good job on this gun. Grip's fantastic, shoots great, shoots flat, easy to get on target. You can shoot it relatively fast. You know, I was in an indoor range where I can't rapid fire, but I was able to push that as far as I could without getting chucked out, and I had no problems with it. It got back on target very nicely. I do think it's going to be an easier gun for me to draw. I can't really test that theory because nobody makes a holster for it yet. Looking at you, Harry. Holster Beretta APX Compact would be nice. But in serious, they're not going to make anything until Beretta starts selling some of these, because everybody's in the business to make money. They're not going to make holsters and lose money just so I can have one. I don't think that's going to happen. In the meantime, I will attempt to carry it for a little bit in this. This is a Barsony leather, B-A-R-S-O-N-Y leather. I got off Amazon quite a while ago, and it has turned into a great all-purpose holster. Pretty much any gun I have will fit in here. Revolvers I've had in here. I've had Glocks in here. I've had the PX4s in here. I've had the Beretta 92 in here. It'll pretty much carry anything. It's got this if you're tucking in your shirt. I'm not. Clips nice, sits well. The only problem is it sits a little bit low for me. So basically, as it's sitting here, let me put this in so you can see. Your belt is coming right here, okay? And it's very difficult. You don't have enough room to get your fingers in. So you almost have to, I can't even really duplicate it, but you're basically drawing it without being able to get a full grip on it. Whereas a holster like this, which is the hidden hybrid, you see your belt's way down here. So this has got a little bit higher of a ride. It's not too exaggerated, but you can easily, against your body, get your fingers in here without being too impeded by the belt. Same thing on Harry's holsters. Get it in here, and it's perfect. I mean, the belt is absolutely not a factor in getting to these, and that's why I'm really excited to get one for this where the belt doesn't get in my way. But we'll see when that happens. So anyway, that's my first take on the APX. Like I said, I've got about 225 rounds through it. I am going to put a significantly more rounds through it, especially with self-defense ammo, to see how it handles that. I don't have any reason to think it won't, but I am going to test that out first before I actually carry it daily, other than around the house, just to see kind of how it fits on the waist and all that good stuff. So, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Other than that, have a good day.